You built a business people love, but behind the scenes, it's all on you. Vision to Grow is your space to lead with clarity, hire with purpose, and finally breathe again. I'm Chrissy, your no-fluff leadership expert, here to help you hire better and lead teams with less mess. Hello and welcome back to the Vision to Grow podcast. I'm Chrissy, I'm your integrator. I am absolutely obsessed by all things hiring, team, and leadership, and I am here to support you through growth. There is a reason that growth is in everything I talk about. It's in Grow Advantage, it's the Vision to Grow podcast, and I'm all for helping you grow as a leader and as a business owner. So I'm going to help you build teams and systems so you can finally get out the weeds and back into your actual CEO role. We're going to jump straight into it today. Today's episode might just change how you run your business because we're talking about why designing your role as CEO is the move if you ever want your business to run without you being the 24/7 problem solver. And if you hang on to the end of the episode today, I've got one ridiculous, and if you hang on to the end of the episode today, I've got one ridiculously simple practical tip that you can do right now that'll stop pulling you into every single little thing, and it will stop you spiraling into the I'll just do it myself. Because every time you just do it yourself, that is your time and your energy gone to something it probably shouldn't be going to. So stick around. And also, if you could, like and subscribe, leave me a review. I am absolutely a words of affirmation person. Let's grow this thing. Let's help more women, business owners, become empowered and do the jobs they actually want to do and be wildly successful. So, to be honest, does this sound like you? Your business is thriving on the outside. Your services are in demand. Your results are amazing. You've probably even got a wait list. Your DMs are crazy. Your LinkedIn emails are popping off. But internally, it's all held together with sheer willpower. You're working late nights and you've got WhatsApp messages popping off from your team constantly. Every client inquiry is coming to you. You've got 17 Google Docs open at any one time. You've got multiple project tools, but they all feel icky and not the right fit. And your team still asks you where every freaking folder is. They ask you to make every decision. They're reviewing every scrap of their work. You've become the project manager, the editor, the Q&A department. And the person your team pings whenever they forget how to do that thing that you showed them last week. You are, unfortunately, the bottleneck in your business. And there's no shame in that because it's yours. You built it. But now it's blocking you. And I'm telling you, if you've got this far, you are too valuable to be spending your energy checking invoice formats and re-explaining every onboarding step. That's not leadership. That is glorified babysitting, and it is painful. It's not going to feel good for you. That's not what I want for you. Let's lean on some legends. So, as you know, I love Simon Sinek and his Start With Why. Let's have a word about that. So, yeah, Simon Sinek, Start With Why. I love it. I'm obsessed with him. But have you stopped just there with your why? You know what your why is? Of course you do. You know what it is. You started your business because you wanted something. You maybe wanted freedom. You wanted to be your own boss. You wanted impact. You wanted to influence. You wanted to serve more people. But maybe you wanted to retire your partner or take a 2-week holiday without having to ask someone else's permission. But when did you actually get to do that without the thought of taking a holiday making you sweat bullets? Because you're still the go-to, right? Yuck. But what you haven't done is design the role that actually lets you live your why. And I see this all the time. Your calendar is a wasteland of task switching, team questions, and it's just going to be 5 minutes. It's the biggest lie ever. When was it just a 5-minute call? When was it just a 10-minute conversation? When was it just a 15-minute task that really someone else should be doing? We need to shift this mindset. Because your big ideas, they are dying in your notes app in your phone, which looks like a freaking disaster zone, if I know you, and I think I do. Knowing your why is amazing, but unless you carve out your role that protects that vision, you'll stay stuck doing all of the things forever. And I don't want that for you. So let's talk about what your real CEO should look like. Because we're going to go back to your purpose. We're going to get you to all of those things that you want, your money, your freedom. We're going to design your real CEO role. Because if you want freedom, it means building a business that works when you don't. If you want more money, you need margin. You need to understand your resource forecast. You need to understand how much you're charging your team out. There are strategies in place for this. And that is not going to happen when you, as the CEO of your business, are doing $10 an hour tasks instead of using your $200 an hour or $500 an hour brain. If you want to feel purpose, then you've got to make space for the visionary work that only you can do. Whether that's speaking, whether that's creating amazing offers, ideas, partnering, collaborating with other incredible visionaries. But that's not going to happen unless you consciously design your role. What should you be doing in your role? What do you actually want to be doing in your role? What do you want to do weekly, monthly, quarterly? Where are you going to be bringing the most value to your business, to your team, to your clients? Because everything else should be delegated, automated, or deleted. Full stop. So today I'm asking you to design your damn role. Right? I'm not saying this to be an arsehole. I'm not saying it to be clever. This is what I do every day with my clients. People come to me and say, like, I need help. I'm stuck. I'm doing too many things. I need to hire this random role. And I go back to them and say, okay, great. What do you need support with? What are all the things you're doing right now? And what do you actually want to be doing? We don't need to give you a vibe. We don't need to give you a vibe and a vision board. Like, you've all got those things. I've got those things. But we actually need to build systems, processes, and team protocols and custom templates, guides. Not SOPs. Get someone else to do SOPs. But if you don't have to be doing it, then you shouldn't. And this isn't going to happen right away, right? Like, this is going to evolve as your business evolves. But we need to have a plan. We want you to lead. We don't want you to babysit. We don't want everything coming to you. We need to give our teams responsibility. We need to give them a plan. But we ultimately need our team and you, most importantly you, to know what your role is. So everyone else can keep up with that. You get to lead, not babysit. You get to create, not react. You get to finally do things that light you up without worrying everything's going to collapse when you take the day off. When we talk about designing a role, it's the same as any role that you design in your business. And it's like the same as creating a job description. Like, have you got a job description? Because I'm telling you, most of my clients, they don't have one. I've got one. And it changes all the time. I get really excited about it, actually. Like, when you go and apply for a job for someone else and you see the advert and you're like, oh, I like all of those bits. That bit's a bit yuck. You don't have to have any of the yucky stuff. You can just have all the amazing stuff eventually. You need to have a section of your job description that's carved out to be handing this stuff over. But think of the tasks that you want to do. Like, what would your job description say as CEO? Is it making the big decisions? Is it making just the hiring decisions that are your leadership team if you're getting close to that team of 50 stage? Is it your role is also how your time's structured. But if we think of it purely in a job description sense, you're going to have what your business does and what you're responsible for. Like, as a business owner, you are accountable for everything that goes out the door. That's why, like, CEOs in banks, they get paid so much money. It's why they have the axe if something really bad happens, because it's you're ultimately accountable and you're ultimately accountable, but you're not necessarily responsible for the actual do. So you're going to sign off on the big marketing decisions. Are you going to do all the marketing little tasks? Probably not. Unless, you're a solopreneur marketer. But we need to be really clear on what you do. Like, are you making final approvals or are you doing all of the things? Because guarantee you don't want to be. Are you more the face of the business where you are going to the big client bids? Or are you a real face of the business where you're getting on stages? But you're not then chopping up all the content and posting that on your socials. That's for someone else to do. Are you even scheduling yourself into those appointments, or have you got a process where someone else can do that? When you finally get to do what lights you up without worrying everything's going to collapse when you take a day off, that's where the magic happens. And although we're talking about you and designing your role, it's not just about you. It's you having more impact, you being able to serve more clients, and you being able to hire people and give them jobs. Like, how amazing is that? You're influencing more and more because you focus on your business and what is best for your business's growth and what's best for you. So you can be happy, because If the CEO of a business is not happy, it flows down because you're at the top. It is so important that you get to do what lights you up. It's always going to be your vision. Doesn't mean it has to always be your execution. I promise you I would give you one thing that you could do today. So here it is. Here's your one quick win for today. Grab a notepad. Write down one thing you did this week that someone else could have easily done. Something that drained your energy, something that slowed you down, or made you roll your eyes. Or something you keep doing that you don't think you probably should be doing. Then make a deal with yourself. You're not going to do that anymore. You're going to hand it off. You're not doing it next week. Today is the last time you're going to do it. Instead of doing it, you're going to take 10 minutes to have a chat with ChatGPT and build a system, and then you're going to get someone else to roll that out. It could be something really, really small. Pass it on to your VA. Teach someone else in your business to do it. Build a system. I literally chat this stuff into ChatGPT and it gives me a system and a process for it, and then I give it to my VA to implement. Make a deal with yourself. You're not going to do that next week. Someone else is going to do it. And it's documented. And if your VA the individual VA who's in your VA position goes, all good, because you've got a system for it. Doesn't need to be massive. It can be something really small. Imagine if you did that every single week. If you got one task on your plate every week, that would be 52 things per year that you would never have to touch again. That is how you reclaim your power, how you reclaim your role, how you live your purpose. Like, how amazing is that? And it can really happen for you. If this episode hit home, if I called you out, if I accused you of being a babysitter, that's good. That means you're ready to do something about it. And if you're really ready and you want more, book a clarity call with me. I would love to have podcast listeners on my Zoom, in my DMs and Instagram. Let's do it. Let's map out what's keeping you stuck and design you a role that actually feels like yours, that lights you up, that you want to go jumping out of bed for every morning. I hope this episode's been useful. If you love it, don't forget to share it, like it, subscribe it. Share it with your biz bestie who's equally losing their mind, tearing their hair out, and losing it behind the scenes because they're doing all the things. You're not alone. This is really common. But you are the leader of your business, and you can act like one and make those little steps. I hope you love this episode. I'm so excited to see you next time. I'm Chrissy. It's been amazing.
Audience exclusive.